as with any spring garden, it's a mess. Let's just start with my to-do list. All right, first off, these are the new blackberries that I planted. I need to water these. Second up is these strawberries. They need some mulch because we're really getting some hot days, and I need to keep this not so dry. But yeah, look, we're getting some flowers. So strawberries will be here soon. These plots are gonna stay empty for now. I want to take out some of these strawberries so that I can give them to my mom. I have started filling out one tier of my green stock. We'll just go clockwise on here. I've got some strawberry spinach, green bunching onions, parsley, chard, celery, and chives. So this is all fairly new planted. I need to mulch the top of that and water it. Here is the seedling situation so far. I've got some roselle planted over here. These are 3 patio tomatoes that I bought for $2.99. I got all 3 of them in one pot, and so those I just separated. I moved out a lot of my tomatoes last night because I sowed them quite heavily, like 3 or 4 or 5 seeds in one of these little pots. So I did a lot of that separating last night. Here's a look at the peppers. I've got some amaranth. These are all one berries crazy cherry plant that I separated out. The seeds were really, really old. So I say really old. They were probably 3 or 4 years old. So I planted them pretty heavily and I had really good germination on them still. And some of these still need separated, but I need to find more containers. So down here on the second row are the tomatoes that I separated out last night. So these guys need to get watered. These also need separated at one point. I've been trying to, if I am buying starts, I've been trying to get more than one in a container. So my bell peppers didn't sprout very good and I didn't have very good germination on them. And I wanted some more red cherry tomatoes. I didn't think my red cherry, oh my gosh. I didn't think my red cherry tomatoes came up well, but they did. So now I have just a ton of red cherry plants. And then this one is aroma. My aromas look okay, but I wanted to get 2 just to have as backups. So I'm just gonna shut this door. I've started all my seeds in this little greenhouse this year and it's been doing a pretty good job. Anyway, here's some mint coming back up in this pot, so I'm glad I left that. Here are onions and garlic. I need to fertilize these. It is late March and the arugula has already gone to seed, so that's super fun. Pretty much all of these have. Clearly this needs to be grown in like January here. And I have some pretty little lettuces over here and a row of some more lettuce. I didn't really thin these, so they're growing pretty densely. And this little area, I just took out the strawberry spinach and the celery. I had basil here last year. Yeah, so you can see, be careful with those. Those are little babies, okay? Can you take it to a different bed? You can see where I had all the basil because now we just have basil, which I'm gonna leave. I'm pretty sure this was Thai basil. So I'm gonna leave a lot of these to kind of grow and I'll thin them because as soon as this lettuce comes out, as hot as we are, this lettuce is gonna have to come out here pretty soon. But I'm really excited with how it looks. All right, oh, I skipped this bed. So this is the brassica bed. Down here I've got cabbages. There are broccoli in the middle, kale on the end, and then these are all Brussels sprouts. I did winter sow all of these, but if you followed my short, these are not my winter sown plant. I don't even know what happened. I had winter sown my cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, all that. They came up super fab. I then planted out the whole bed of them. Within like a couple days, not even a week, they all were like shriveled and white and just, I don't know if they got sunburnt. I don't know what exactly happened because we had like a really hot spell. So unfortunately those did not take. So I went and spent the, I don't know, $10 to get some starts from our local greenhouse. And that's what I just showed you. It's okay to fail. No one's going to judge you for having starts in your garden versus, you know, growing from seed. So there's that little tidbit. Last year I mulched with wood chips, but this year I have gone back to the easy straw just to try and make things easier to handle. A bunch of wood chip bags is really hard and heavy to kind of lay out and set up in such a big gardening space that I have now compared to previous years. So this year I went and got 2 bags of seeding mulch, and I've only gone through not even half of it so far. The only thing is that it says it's 99% weed free, but it does have little bits of weeds that come up. It's grass. It is something you have to watch out for if you use this seeding mulch, because there will be a little bit of grass coming up, but if you get them young, you can just kind of pluck them out. So that's what I'm doing to these 3 beds, and I'm going to go ahead and just move on through that. But mulching is really good to help with moisture control in your beds so they don't dry out. And yeah, it kind of helps you keep the integrity of your bed. So I'm going to mulch these 3 beds and then come back through and water it all at the end. Little wolfie spider. Little guy. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and mulch this top of the green stalk. The only reason this isn't on the ground is because this is going to be the very tippy top of the green stalk, because it has some chives and some other things that I don't really want my dogs to get. It's not very good for them. So there's also some green onions on here, and just going to try and keep that out of the dog's mouth as much as possible. I know it's blowing everywhere, isn't it? It's so windy today. This is my first year planting this strawberry spinach, so I'm kind of excited to see how it does. It's supposed to be super heat resistant. This is also my first year planting celery, so we're gonna see how that goes. And I'm gonna try and get this all watered before it blows away. If you'd like to start your own blackberry patch, I highly recommend in my garden. These are beautiful. Whoa! Just a second. Alright, I do still have some seedlings that are needing to germinate in here. Wow, that's too powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and give everything just a quick water, make sure nothing dries out. Okay, next up I have some strawberry plants. Ooh, that one has a ton on it. That I am going to dig up so that I can give to my mom because I am planning to gift her a green stalk this year. And I want to kind of start her off on a good foot. So I don't need all these strawberries. So I'm gonna try and take the ones out here in this area because this is gonna be all tomatoes. I didn't need that. Okay, I am back. I'm gonna try and get 6 plants so that I can at least fill. What the heck? Huh. What is in there? Oh. You know, I bought this from Dollar Tree like 4 years ago. And it is just now breaking and rusting. That's actually not too bad. Not a bad investment. I just found this little like 6 cell that I'm gonna add soil and stuff to, but for now it's just so I can help keep count. There's 1. 2. I can't tell if this is 2 or 1. Wow, that's just 1. Okay, so we got 3. There's 4. Five and 6. I could actually gift her quite a handful more, but I at least wanted to get some out for now. These are the rest of my winter sown seedlings, and I'm basically just using these as like a trap crop at the moment. They're kind of just out here until I plant zinnias in this bed. I wonder if there's any. Oh look, there's some lavender growing. I should probably put those somewhere. Rosemary, looking good. Echinaceas come back. Oh wow, look, we have a flower. I bought this last year and then it died and I didn't know if it was coming back, but look, we have an echinacea flower. How cool is that? There's new growth on the lavender, new growth on the sage, and growth on the curry plant. I really need to cut all this dead stuff back so it doesn't put energy into that, but that looks great. Also, take a look at all these volunteer sunflowers. That's crazy. I had planted a whole row of them at the end of this bed. Ignore how badly that is bowing. Look at all these little baby volunteers. Not sure. I might leave some of the bigger ones. I planted a mix, so there's no telling what these are gonna look like. Here's one final look at everything so far. We will be harvesting like crazy here before we know it. Oh, it's actually kind of cool in here since I watered, but I just wanted to say thank you for watching and hope to have more videos coming out soon. It's just very hard to get stuff done with working full time and having a toddler running around. So sometimes I just have to do things when I can do things, and that doesn't always involve filming. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.